Okay, so you can watch this line. When I crank down on my stretcher, it'll work its way right up where this line will be right there where it belongs. Watch this. Now when I do this, I actually want to go just a touch past it, because then when I let off the stretcher, it's going to back up just barely. So I'm going to get just a hair past it, about right there.
This video is brought to you and sponsored by Jobber. If you want to simplify your business and impress your clients with a high level of professionalism, I would definitely recommend checking out Jobber. It's a software that you don't even have to jump into without getting your feet wet. That's right, you can dabble your toes in it for 14 days absolutely free. Then, hey, if you like it, sign up and let Jobber boost your business like it deserves. Click the link in the description for a special discount when you do subscribe, because I know you're going to love it.
So we've been working on this striped carpet this week, and every bit of it is striped. So these lines, super finicky. If you don't get them dead on, they show big time. So this big room right here, actually what I did right out here, let me show you this first, I guess. So I got it all covered up right now with furniture and stuff, but this room right here and this hallway up to here was one shot there, and I'll get more in depth in this, but I made sure to get this side straight here because it's going to be open and completely visible. Got both sides straight, and I'll get into more detail on that when I straighten up that. You see the bow in it right there where I'm not stretched that doorway. I'll go over how I get that straight when I get there. But anyway, to keep all of this straight, and then I seamed on my piece, my master bedroom here. Got me a couple pulls over here on this wall out of the doorway there. I got a couple pulls this direction. Then I tied all of this off, stretched up there. So you can see where I stopped stretching my length, about 6 foot, I guess, from the edge of the wall. So I pretty much just did about 7 foot stretching from here to there is what I got length. Then I turned around, I tied all my back stuff off here, all of this stuff off, and my little short walls here for the closet. Then I stretched crossways. I didn't want to stretch all of my length that way, because then that would stop here and cause a huge sag in the pattern going that way, because it would already be all tied off and it wouldn't be able to pull this way. So I pulled this about 2 inches in this room, and what I did, there's a white line. This white line right here, I was getting right in the crotch right there when I was using my power stretchers, and I got it pretty good all the way down through there. Good enough to be happy with. But what you can get just from visually seeing with the carpet run up the wall while you're power stretching just wasn't perfect. So what I did it like that. Watch that white line. I got the white line right in the crotch, and then I took my little mini stretcher right there and fine-tuned it. After I tucked it and trimmed it and tucked it, then I could see exactly what I needed. Little places might need to go push in just a little bit to make everything nice and straight, keep everything running right. That's what I did to get this right. And I got just a little bit of white, about 1.5 runs there of white showing all the way down that wall there. That's what kept me, that's how I was able to keep it on perfect, was fine tuning it with that. after using my power stretcher here, then I could, like I said, just come back, crank just a little bit. So far, everything is absolutely dead on everywhere. I've been real happy with the way everything is turning out. The seams turn out awesome. You can't see them at all. You can see right there. They turn out really good. Everything, again, this whole room is dead on. These are dead on. Then I made a seam right here. Stretch this over. Got that all on this wall right here. Again, after I stretch, take my little mini stretcher. Now you can see that dip right there. It's because that doorway is not stretched yet. I'm gonna put this metal down, this antique metal. I'll stretch up to it and I'll show you exactly how I get that perfect. This wall, my white line right by it. Same thing right up there. Everything turning out nice. After I get this done, then I have this room right here. Here's the last room that I have left to do. So I will do this and the stairs next week. I gotta cut runners and get them bind and do this. I tried to talk the client into 45 in that landing, but didn't want to go for it. So this landing here will actually be turned from these steps. That being because when you're down at the bottom of the steps and you look up from the doorway, it's going to be running in the right order with this set of steps, which is obviously going to be turned different from that set, because that is going to flow directly down from that. We'll match that up underneath there, and I used hot glue underneath of there so there was no staple marks or anything like that. And the quarter round in the crotch, boy, you can hardly see it, they blend in really good. That little piece of quarter round in the crotch of the step, I will be taking those off, placing my runner down, and then I'll cut what I need, 4 inches and 4 inches on each side, and place those back after I get my runner installed. That way it's not underneath there and it looks like an unsightly crotch. We want a nice clean crisp crotch whenever we do this. So anyway, this is what we've been working on this week. And again, here in just a few minutes, whenever I do that doorway right over there and I get that little wave out, I'll show you exactly how I do that. Okay, so I got a string clamped right to the center of the red and yellow line right there. And if we watch it go up, you can see the bow and the carpet. See that? Here's my string. Should be right in the center right there. And then it picks right back up centered right there. So right there is the bow. Well, that gives me something to go by. Now I can set my stretchers up right here, stretch into that doorway until it gets lined up perfect right there. Stop the stretch and fasten it off once it meets my line. Okay, so you can watch this line. When I crank down on my stretcher, it'll work its way right up where this line will be right there where it belongs. Watch this. Now when I do this, I actually want to go just a touch past it, because then when I let off the stretcher, it's going to back up just barely. So I'll get just a hair past it, about right there. I'll stop with that. Go ahead and fasten this off up here. Now we are working with a gripper metal up here, so I'm going to squeeze some 100% natural latex into that gripper metal and on the gripper metal. That's going to prevent that from fraying years down the road. Get it on top and in the little, I'll show you this more in just a second. So you can see the latex, it's on it and in it back there in the back as well. That's going to prevent it from fraying. It's also really important that we get it straight right here as well. Watch this. Boom, spring back perfectly. Got just a little wee bit more right here to take care of. That is how we keep it straight. Look, right down through there. Loose scooter.